Okay, looks like we're ready to begin. Today, I just want to remind you a couple things. Remember when you're doing your exit tickets, you should do the exit ticket first in your student book, your exit ticket packet, so you can do all of your work, and then you submit your answers online. Do not panic if you get a score that you're not happy with, because remember, the program is very sensitive. So if your answers don't match up exactly with how I have them, it might mark it wrong. But make sure you look at the corrected answer. So if instead of having 28 FT period, you just put FT and no period, it might have marked it wrong. But after I return it to you, you should be able to go back and see that I made the corrections in your score. Okay, so make sure you're going back and checking your score, and I put some comments on there for you guys to look at. So today, hi Bradley, hi Chase. Today we are starting a new lesson. Before the Zoom today, you are supposed to watch the lesson 3 video, and in the video it's a little different than some of the others because the teacher in the video actually solved the first 3 problems of your student workbook with you. Okay, so let's go ahead and open your student workbook to page 16. I asked you on page 16 to have question number 4 done for the Zoom today. Something that I've noticed, hi Duran. Turn your camera on, please. Riley, Hayden, Duran. See, Brian just got in. Briley, Hayden, and Duran, are you guys there? All I see is a black screen. I need to be able to see your faces.
Yes, I'm still here.
Why do you have your, move the,
There
you are. Yes, who's saying my name?
What page are we turning to again?
16.
16, okay.
Okay, so who can tell me what you were practicing on problems 1, 2, and 3 earlier today? Elijah?
Finding perimeter and area.
Okay, can you be a little bit more specific?
Like figuring out the length and width of rectangles and squares.
Okay, so, and it's not just as simple though as finding the perimeter in the area. You probably noticed, and I'll go ahead and share my screen with you so you can see my work that I've been doing today. It gives you the dimensions of some room or a projection screen, and then it gives you hints on other things that you need to find. So for number 1, it gave you the library screen, and you had to figure out the dimensions of the auditorium to then find the perimeter. So it's not as simple as just saying, these are the dimensions, find the area. These are the dimensions, find the perimeter. It's getting a little bit more in depth because you have to use words like 5 times as many. So we're using multiplication to help us find the lengths and the widths to then find the perimeter in the area.
It's called multi-step problems.
You are absolutely correct, Chase. These are multi-step 4th grade problems. Before we get started on lesson 4, let's do a quick review. Who can tell me what the perimeter is? Tegan.
The length plus the width.
Just length plus width? I think that would only give me like an L shape.
Length plus width plus length plus width.
Very good. And if you ever have a figure that is not a rectangle, just remember simply that perimeter is adding up all of the sides. Zachary, make sure you have your student workbook out. Open to page 15. Let's turn a light on so you can see something that's not blue. And make sure you have your pencil ready. Ilea, when we measure perimeter, how are our units reported? So if I add up the perimeter and I'm measuring it in feet and the total perimeter is 15 feet. How would I report that? 15 feet or is it 15 square feet?
15.
This is for perimeter. Think about perimeter.
15 feet.
Very good. Now let's talk about area. Who can tell me what the area is or what that means? What is area? Chase?
It's multiplying the width plus length.
Okay, now you just said multiplying width plus length. We're not adding.
Multiplying the width and the length.
Width times length. Very good. So that's how you find it, Chase. But what is area? If perimeter is the measure of the outside of something, what's area?
It's in the inside of a square rectangle.
Very good. It's on the inside. Jack, do you remember what's special about area? How do we report it? Do you remember, Jack? Remember, it's the length times the width. Area special.
I don't remember.
Well, I'm helping you. So perimeter is measured in just the unit. So it would be like 10 feet, 10 inches, 10 miles. But when you're finding area, we're finding two dimensions, the length times the width. So there's something special with the number 2. Help them out, Reese.
You like times that number by 2?
No. Come on, guys. This is week 3, actually, of this special unit. Izzy?
Isn't it like square units?
Very good. So it would be feet squared or inches squared, miles squared, whatever the unit is, you add the word squared either before or after it. I've been pretty lenient up until now, but you will start losing points if you do not label it appropriately, because 2 feet is a different measurement than 2 feet squared. Okay.
Turn off the TV.
So we are going to look at number 4. So everyone should turn to number 4 in their student workbook. Now, number 4 should have been done already.
Yeah.
Everyone go to number 4. Number 4 tells you the length of a rectangular desk.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Don't you notice I'm here?
Hi, Julian. Do you have page 15 and 16 done in your student workbook?
I got my student workbook. I'm going to page 15. Oopsies. Not that. 1, 5, 15.
Miss Sefchick,
Yes.
is this the one that we did on the video?
Nope. This number 4 is the one that you were supposed to try on your own.
Okay.
Julian, do you have page 16, number 4 finished?
I'm going there.
Okay.
That's 14. I found it.
Okay. Did you do it?
I was going to do it with you.
Okay, but you need to read the directions that I give. I want you to stay on here because you can follow along with us. But for this class today, so it's almost like right now you're practicing and you haven't learned any of the teaching. The videos that I put on Schoology are so important that you watch and pay attention, because that's like if I was teaching you in school. You can't just skip those videos and go right to the practice, or else you're going to be very confused. Okay?
Okay.
Right, and I didn't get any work from you for last week. So it's going to be really hard for you to stay current with math and understand if you don't watch the videos. So what I'm going, okay, so back to where we were. The length of a rectangular deck is 4 times its width. If the deck's perimeter is 30 feet, what is the deck's area? I'm going to be putting you into some groups. Zoe, you should be looking at watching the screen and looking at your paper. Duran, I turned off the chat. So right now, all of your messages are just coming directly to me. So I'm going to have to ask you to leave if you're not going to pay attention, because I'm not going to go back and forth with this chat again today. Before I put you into your groups, we're going to draw what information we have here. So who can tell me where I could start? What shape should I draw? Riley?
You should draw a rectangle.
Very good. Right here, it tells us a rectangular deck. So you should be checking your work. And if you didn't do this, if you didn't follow the directions for today, you can be doing it now. Is there any other information? Look back at these words. Is there anything we can label? Anything we know? Carson?
We know that the length of the rectangular deck is 4 times its width.
Okay, so if we're going to make this our length, we know that this has to be 4 times the width. Do we know the width yet?
No.
No. So this is missing also. They didn't give us much to work with here. Maria, do they tell us anything else that could help us?
If the deck's perimeter is 30 feet,
Stop right there. They tell us that the whole way around here is how much, Maria?
30 feet.
What's our job, Nina? What are we trying to figure out?
What the width and length is and the area.
Okay, so we ultimately need to tell the deck's area. But you're right, we need to know the length and the width before you can figure that out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put you into some groups, because like I've gone back and I've rewatched our Zooms. And when I go back and watch by myself, I notice that I see a lot of this. Blankets, pillows, this, lights on, watching TV, eating, drinking. So when you're doing that, you're not really getting much out of this. I'm not even sure if you're listening to me. So now I'm going to give you, Miss Jameson, how much time do you think I should give them to discuss this problem?
Oh, are they going to discuss it and come back and talk about it with you?
Let's do this first.
Want to do 7 minutes?
We're going to do step by step. So the very first thing you're going to do is I want you to find the length and the width of this rectangle. So I don't want you to solve yet. I want you to use what you know, and you should have this done already because you were supposed to try this before you came to the Zoom. But now you're going to collaborate with some people and see what you think. You know that in the end, when you add up all these sides, your answer has to be 30 feet. You also know that this side needs to be 4 times bigger than this side. I don't want you to find the area right now. With your group, I want you to agree on a length and a width. So now I'm going to look at your faces. Do you have any questions? Okay, so let me played with this the other day. Let's see. We're gonna do a breakout room. So we're gonna do. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 28 people. We're gonna do 7 rooms. So that when you get with your group, you're gonna see if you agree on what the length of this rectangle is and the width, okay? And then we'll give you about, Miss Jameson, you think 7 or you think about 5 would be good for this?
I mean, anywhere between 5 and 7.
How about we go with 6?
5. Okay.
Okay. You'll probably end up in a group, Miss Jameson, just so
Okay.
you know. When you come back, we're gonna see if we can figure out who's correct. Got it? So when you get in this group, make sure you unmute yourself because it's just like working together in school. All right. And then you should get a warning whenever the breakout groups should come back to me. Okay, so click that button where it says join. Carson and Brian, Zach, click where it says join. Corday, turn on your camera and join your group. Carson, you still there? Corday, are you still there? How are you guys doing?
Good work. Orlando is explaining something. I don't know what. I think if the length is
Keep
Your camera on, Orlando. There you go. Go ahead, Nolan. What were you saying, honey?
I think the length might be 20. Might be
Orlando, turn the TV off. That's what we can't hear because you have your TV on.
the length might be 22 because and the width might be 8.
Okay, so if you have the width as 8, so that means your width would be 8. What would your length be? Because it's 4 times as big.
So 4. It'd be 20. It'd be a 24.
No, what's 8 times 4?
32.
So you can have a length of 32 because look, your whole perimeter is only 30. Brian, what did you have for the width?
Ten.
Okay, so Brian, if you have 10 for your width, for your length, what's 4 times 10?
40.
Well, your length can't be 40 because look, your total perimeter is 30. So that's-
Okay.
Orlando, what did you have for the width?
All right. You're welcome. Bye-bye.
I didn't get this all completed before the Zoom. It's because I was working on it, but then
Okay, so you three need to work together now to figure out what the width could be. Okay, you have about 2 minutes left.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go to another room.
I got 36 for the area.
You were only supposed to do the length and the width. You weren't supposed to find the area, which is the
All right, welcome back, everyone.
And
Okay, so I'm going to make sure you're muted. I'm going to share my screen with you. And I jumped into some groups to talk about what you were finding. One thing that I found was some of you that came up with a width of maybe 10, if you multiply 10 times 4, that gives you 40 for one length, one side. That should be a red flag right there that that's not correct because your whole perimeter can only be 30 total. So we needed to figure out what the width would be. So then we would multiply by 4 to get the length. And then if you add all 4 of these together, we would get 30. Who would like to share with me what you and your group found? Hunter.
We found out that it was 36 square feet because
Hold on. You didn't listen to one word I just said. We have nothing, we cannot even think about area before you find the width and the length. Look at the directions. It says find the length and the width. That's what I want you to answer. So I want you to explain to me how your team figured out what the width would be and what the length would be.
oops.
That's okay. Go ahead and try again.
So the length was
You have to start with the width because you need the width to find the length.
the width we found was 3 feet
How did you get 3 feet for your width?
because 3 times 4 equals 12. And 12 plus 3 plus 12 plus 3 equals 30. And that's the perimeter.
Okay, so tell me, how did you get the 3 here? So you are correct. So if we have a 3 here, we plug it in right here. 4 times 3 gives you 12. And then we label opposite sides are the same. So each of these are 3 feet. Each of these are 12. So if for my perimeter, if I add 12 plus 12 plus 3 plus 3, I get 12 plus 12 gives me 24. 24 plus 3 equals 27. 27 plus 3 equals 30 feet, which you are correct for those dimensions. But I want to know, how did you get this number?
I kept multiplying different numbers and trying to find the perimeter, and my
Okay, you're
tens were 3.
right. So Hunter, give me an example. Like, actually, who was I talking to? Brian, what did you have originally for the width?
10.
Okay, so Brian, we talked about 10 times 4 equals 40. That was too big. So you know that you needed to do what to your width? Did you need to make it bigger or smaller?
Smaller.
Smaller, because that gave us too big of a number. Okay, so let me see a share of hands. Who found the width to be 3 feet? Very good. Nice job. If you didn't find a width of 3 feet, then you wouldn't have had a total perimeter of 30. Okay, so now back to the drawing board. All that work, and we didn't even get an answer yet because these are 4th grade multi-step problems. So then the question asks you, let's get back here. What is the deck's area? So to find the area, what do I need to use? What's the formula for finding area? Let's see, what's the formula? Sunny?
3 times 12.
Oh, that's not a formula. Those are numbers. A
Length
formula.
times width.
There you go. So I have area equals length times width. So now this time I'm going to put you into another group. Now with this group, you're going to find the area of the deck and make sure it's labeled. This time it's not going to be that long. We'll do about let's do 3 minutes. So that's going to be to write an appropriate equation and put an answer with the correct units. Any questions? Okay, it's going to probably be different groups than last time. Ready? Go ahead. Go ahead and click to join. All right, looks like everyone's starting to come back. Did you guys feel successful that round?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the quickest 3 minutes ever.
How was your group doing, Miss Jameson?
They did great. It's so fun to go into these breakout rooms because you don't know who's going to be in there. It's like a
Yeah.
surprise.
It is fun. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. And then the first thing I'm going to ask you guys, my first question was, I would like an appropriate equation to help me find the area. Hayden Garland, what equation did you use to find area?
Twelve times 3.
Do you know what 12 times 3 is, Hayden?
36.
Okay, we're going to stop right there. You're going to see starting next week, I have some fact practice as part of your daily assignments because you're going to see you're going to need those facts. Okay, Andrew, did you get your, is your microphone working yet or is it still broke? Still broke, okay. Who can tell me, right now you should be saying, oh no, Chef Chick, this is not an appropriate answer. Who can make this a strong final answer for me? Zoe?
So 36 SQFT.
Do you know what SQFT means?
Yes, square feet.
Very good. And boys and girls, you could also write it like this, FT with the little 2 above it. You can also write 36 square feet or feet squared. All of those are okay. So you might have noticed today was a little bit different because the teacher on the video today went through questions 1, 2, and 3 with you. Okay, so do you guys have any questions?
Are we going to be doing this after we get off?
What do you mean? What's this, Zoe?
The Sprint and Fluency packet.
Okay, let's go through. I'm going to reshare my screen with you and let's just check in with today's assignment. So I made sure that you guys could see them last night so that you could look at everything. Can you guys see my Schoology right now? Okay, so today's Monday. You do have to do a sprint today. You're going to lesson 3A. This is the very first sprint in your new packet. If you forget how to do the sprint, right here's a video with directions for you. This was the lesson 3 video. If you were someone like Orlando or someone else that did not get a chance to watch the video before coming today, you need to go back and watch the video because you're going to be doing these 2 pages with the video.
I already did those 2 pages
Right
with the
here it
video.
says, after you watch the video, complete number 4 on your own. That's why I said you should have had that done already because that's what we did in your groups today. Now, throughout this week, we're going to do some homework pages together. We're going to be doing breakout groups because I believe that you guys participate more when you have a small group to work in. Before I let you go, though, I also want to show you how to get to your science assignments. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again, and I want you to watch closely. So when you go to Schoology, where do you think you're going to go? Someone unmute yourself and tell me what class I'm going to go in.
Science.
Science. So you might need to click where it says my courses if you can't see it. Mine's right here. I go to science. Now where do you go?
December 7th.
That's today. Very good. Okay, so this tells you how to access science. You need to get onto Clever. These are the directions on how to find your book on, what was that?
I already know how to go there.
Okay, then I should hope that your work's done.
It's that you have to log in first before you can go in.
I know. Do you have a question?
Yes.
What's your question?
How are we going to? I already logged on to Clever. Do we have to just close the meeting and
No,
after we're done?
I'm showing you how to do your science. So don't close the meeting. Okay, so once you're in Clever, now this is important for you guys. This tells you you have all week to complete this assignment for science. So I'm not saying Monday do this, Tuesday do this. It's your job to see where you have some extra time and work on what you need to. I put on here that my suggestion, so you have all week to complete this assignment. My suggestion would be to review the entire lesson, then work a little each day so you don't become overwhelmed. When are these items due? Who can tell me? Tessa, when is science due?
Friday, December 11th,
How did you know that, Tessa?
because it was in pink.
Yeah, look, it says right there. I even put it in pink to stand out for you. You have 3 things that you need to do. The first thing, after you get into Clever, you're going to see in the science book, I have a video assigned to you. It's called What is an Ecosystem? You're going to watch the video. Then you're going to read and complete pages 182 through 187 in your science journal. If you click on Clever, where it says, what are ecosystems, active ebook listen, it will read the text to you. But just like in school, you have to answer the questions on the side. So you'll do that in your science book. Then you're going to complete the lesson quiz. So just like before, when you used to do it at home and you'd have the paper copy, now it's online. It's not the exact same. It asks you some questions and you choose the correct answer.
Miss Shevchik,
Yep.
I wanted to check that science thing, and what popped up was that, do you want us to make an account? Because this is what popped up when I went to it. It said to make an account.
Was that through Clever?
Yeah, I went to the thing and I pressed that thing and it just took me to this.
Has anyone else had to make an account? I never had to. Like Nina and you guys that have been doing science online, do you remember if you had to make an account? You didn't have to? Izzy, why don't you stay on after everyone gets off and we'll go through it together and see if we can get it to work, okay?
I had to log in.